mathematics, it can be in chemistry, it can be in biology, it can be in history. Whatever education you've received from them is a miseducation. And the worst one has been in biology and chemistry. Totally miseducated us. I don't know what to eat. I mean, okay, you say, I can't do all that research, you know, so you say, I'll just look at those pictures. They got pictures all over with hieroglyphics, paintings of what their ancestors ate. You won't see any white sugar. You won't see any bleached white flour. You won't see a glass of milk. You won't see any salt, because your ancestors said, well, if you can't read this stuff, I'm going to paint it on the wall what we ate. So we know we're not eating our diet. When you off your culture, you off your diet. When you off your diet, you off your culture. You can't have one without the other.
Weight loss, overweight and obesity. There's a lot of confusion in this topic because people tend to eat a lot of food because they believe they're eating to keep up their strength, or they believe that they don't eat, they'll starve, so people just tend to just eat too much. The food is addicting because of the additives and chemicals they put in it, and then we have on top of that eating disorders, which means we have an addiction to food that is manufactured by the food industry. Even people that eat natural food tend to overeat. Anytime you have a lot of underactivities sitting around at computers and you're eating as if you have an active life, then you will tend to be overweight. A lot of people just eat because they're emotional eaters. What you have to keep in your mind is to eat to build health. Don't eat to be on a diet. Don't eat to lose weight. Eat to build health. Junk food, processed food, denatured food cause your appestat to malfunction. That's your appetite control mechanism. So you don't want to eat the processed food. Most of them contain white sugar or glucose or corn syrup, which is white sugar, or brown sugar, which is dyed white sugar, or turbinado raw sugar, which is white sugar with caramel color. You don't want to eat those because that throws your appestat off. Eating disorder is the main cause of the overweight. Overweight. The objective is to only eat when you're hungry, not because the food tastes good, but because it looks good, but to only eat when you're hungry. And don't eat till your stomach's full. Before you get full, you must stop. You can't solve your weight problems separately from the other problems in your life. It's all part of one issue, your lifestyle, your relationship to food. So trying to control your weight singularly will not solve a problem.
From Harlem to Los Angeles, from Detroit to New Orleans, as we travel the streets of America, we see nothing but obesity, and particularly in the African American community. This program is for all people of all races. However, we're putting special emphasis on the African American community because of the race we're dying 3 times faster than all other races. And we have far more obesity than all other races. This program is a wake-up call because as a race we are dying. It's time for us to wake up. We must learn to eat the way we ate before we came to America, to get back to a natural African diet.
Hi, my name is Saraya Crawford, and I'm here to talk to Dr. Afrika today about weight loss. I guess my first question for you would be, why are so many people overweight today?
Well, they eat in large amounts of food, of course. And they eat large amounts of food because the vitamins and minerals and fiber and moisture in the food has been taken out of the food. So they're not getting enough energy from the food, so they have to eat more food, twice as much or 3 times as much to get the energy they would normally get out of eating a whole food. And aside from that, the food makes you hungry. It's designed to starve your system. Your body gets robbed of vitamins and minerals trying to make the partial food a whole food. So it's weakening the system in the process.
And that's probably one of the primary reasons why people are overweight, as people say obese. And there's a difference between that, of course. Obesity is mostly excess fat, as they would say. And overweight can be excess muscle over your normal value. So bodybuilders are overweight because there's a limit that the body has for how much muscle mass you should have. That's why your kidneys are a certain size, your pancreas is a certain size. It's that size to handle your weight. But when you add the more weight to your body and don't increase the size of your liver and pancreas to an equivalent, then you are weakening your system and damaging your system, so you're doing the same thing. That's why Arnold Schwarzenegger had, 2 heart bypasses already, open heart surgery.
Wow.
Yeah.
So are you saying then that lifting weights is not good for the body?
It's a kind of ridiculous little thing to do. You want to tone your body, but I don't know why someone wants to lift some weights. That goes into some kind of philosophy there. That's why certain muscles you want built bigger, like the latissimus dorsus. It's a muscle on the side. We call it the latissimus. They shorten and call it the lats. So when you open your arm, it looks like you have a wingspan or like a bat or something. And that goes into Greek mythology. That's why they're making that muscle larger. It has nothing to do with bodybuilding. It has more to do with the religious and mythological beliefs of the Greeks, why they make certain muscles large and certain muscles small. So you have to understand the culture, the people who generated this whole idea, that's a good body and this is a bad body. And look at the ancient statues of the Chinese warriors and the African warriors. You just see they weren't built like that at all. But go into Greek history, you see another body built, because the body built and structure is defined by the culture that the people are from.
Wow, that's heavy. What about dieting? Do you think that going on a certain diet helps?
Well, diet is what you eat, so that doesn't say too much. So that's a word that they kind of use and abuse. So they say since you're eating it, it's part of your diet. That's why they can put diet on Coca-Cola. But drinking diet Coca-Cola does not cause you to lose weight. It's just part of your diet. So therefore they can put the word diet on Coca-Cola. Mm-hmm. So that word is kind of like misused and abused. So what the problem is with these people, with everybody, is this thing that we call eating disorder. That's when you eat food for no reason. You eat food to medicate your feelings. You eat food when you're irritated, when you're upset. You don't have any sense of your body. You don't know when you're full. You have to do like this and say, oh, I feel full. You can't sense it. I feel full. That's what people do. They have no sense of their body's diameter. They don't know what the body is about anymore, because the industry has pulled people away from the direct contact of their body. And to be directly in contact with your body, you have to be in contact with the moon, the sun, and a whole lot of other things, because we're part of the whole universe. But nonetheless, it's an eating disorder that's causing a lot of this overweight problems, which we call overwaste, not overweight. People are overwaste. They have too much waste in their system. They overwaste. So this overwaste problem is causing people to want to diet, but they're dieting off of the same food that caused the problem. So they never get rid of the problem. It's just like telling an alcoholic, okay, you stop drinking bourbon, we're switching you to wine. Hey, the problem is the alcohol. So they call themselves on a diet, eating bleached white flour, white rice, white sugar. That's what caused the problem in the first place. At a certain point, something should go off alarm in the person's head. Say, wait a minute, that's what's been causing me the problem. Why should I eat that to solve the problem? But when you've been manipulated by your taste buds all your life and not by your intelligence, then you can sell these diets, which mostly alkaline the system for about 2 or 3 days. Then after that, you can have a rebounding effect and be back where you started at. Because the key to the diet, drinks and all that, is to alkaline you. We call that pH, because your body becomes acid, and when you're acid, that triggers whatever your addiction is. If you're addicted to food, or you're addicted to violence, or you're addicted to sex, whenever you get acid, you'll crave whatever you're addicted to. So with the diet, drinks and sodas and all that kind of stuff, they alkaline the system to calm down the addiction. But after about 2 or 3 days, you're going to have a rebounding effect and be back at it again. So none of the diets are successful. That's the biggest market going on, the diet market and the laxative market. So something's going on there.
Right. But just to add to that, what do you think about the Atkins diet, since that is addressing like carbohydrates, the white rice and that kind of thing? What's your take on the Atkins diet?
Isn't Atkins dead?
Yes, he is now.
Okay, very much dead. Okay, sort of like my doctor was also dead. See, that diet works primarily well with men. It doesn't work too well with women, usually. I think it's a diet based on just eating a lot of meat, if I'm not mistaken.
Right.
And that diet is culturally based. So we have to look at the culture that's dictating what a diet should be in the body. So they exercise to lose the weight that the bleached white flour and white sugar is causing. Then they go on a diet that includes bleached white flour and white sugar. I'm beginning to lose the whole point of the situation here. The exercising didn't cause the weight gain, so it cannot cause the weight loss. What caused the weight gain is the way the person's eating.
So just so I'm clear, you're saying that exercise is not important?
It's important. Your body is made to move. Your arms have levers and they're meant to move. It's important, but not as important as the diet. If you're eating junk food and you're exercising, you're just speeding up the destruction of your body. So we're talking about still that you have to have fuel to exercise with, and you're giving your body this impartial fuel, which some people equate to your car running on unleaded gas and you're putting leaded gas in, which is junk food, and expect the car to run efficiently. You expect your body to do these efficient things, but you put in the wrong fuel in the body to get this task done. So yes, you want to exercise, keep your body toned, walk every day if you walk or jog or swim, do something to stimulate your circulation, keep your body toned. Yeah. But exercise in the internal requires whole foods. And bleached white flour and white rice and sugar does not exercise the inside of your body. People are just thinking about the outside. What about the inside? The only thing that exercises the inside is whole foods. That's whole wheat, brown rice, not honey or sugar. That doesn't exercise inside your body.
So Dr. Afrika, I just want to be clear here. With this negative diet that we're intaking, say if I continue to eat all the synthetic foods, can I still, on a massive exercise weight program, can I still lose weight by just exercising and still eating the way I'm eating right now?
I suppose you could. If you just want to measure health by weight loss, great. But that's not going to make you healthy. Not at all. You're going to pay a price for that one, a tremendous price. You can note all the athletes with arthritis. They're all on TV, from Shaq to they're eating junk food, and they exercise all the time. They're millionaires because they exercise, because they play in sports, but they still having these maladies, arthritis, rotator cuff problems, spraining their legs, the tissues falling apart. Every time you pick up a paper, they some injury. So you can see that the quality of their life is deteriorating. But we just say it's the sports. No, it's the quality of their life, what they're eating, is causing this problem. If a person gains weight from sitting on their behind, then they bloody well sit on their behind and lose it. It's not that it's the problem there. The problem is their relationship to the food. They need to change that totally. Exercising is good. It's always been good. That's what children do. And we should continue exercising. We should also take a nap every day. No matter how old you are, we should take a nap every day. And we should exercise every day. But we should eat healthy every day, too. We just can't have one without the other. The problem with this processed food that we were talking about is they take all the water out of the food. When you bake bread, you're baking out the moisture. So you have to drink extra water when you eat baked food, be it cookies, potato chips, whatever you heated up the food to get rid of the moisture. Now you got to put the moisture back in. And people are not drinking extra water, but they're eating all of this dried food. And the body can't process it without water, so it takes the moisture from the organs, the liver, the kidney, the eyes, the bones, to to rehydrate, to add moisture back to this food. The body is like this. If you eat a raisin, the body has to put the moisture back into the raisin before it can digest the raisin. What I'm saying is if you eat a raisin, the body's going to turn it back into a grape, then it's going to eat it. It's going to rehydrate it. So where's this moisture coming from that the body is putting back into this bleach white flour, white rice, and sugar? It's coming from the veins, the arteries, the bones, the eyes. You're not going to win with that one. Not at all. That's the price of processed food. It's a violation of nature. Nature said, I made this beet like this on purpose. And then people come along and say, no, I think you should have made the beet just out of sugar. Forget about the fiber, forget about the minerals, just make it out of sugar. No, nature says, I made this beet the way it is on purpose. Because the way I made this beet makes it alive. And if you eat live things, it sustains your life. Now you're going to kill the beet, pull out the sugar with heat and all that stuff, and expect something healthy to happen to you? It will not happen. It just won't happen.
Now, you mentioned water. I'm just curious, how much water should we intake every day?
Well, they use a rule of thumb kind of thing where you divide your weight by 2. So if you weigh 100 pounds, you divide it by 2 is 50. So that's 50 fluid ounces, which is equivalent to 5 glasses of water. So we divide the weight by 2, and that gives you how much water you should drink from stopping to dehydrate alone. Now, if you're eating baked food and cooked food and pull the moisture out, now you got to drink more water. You're sitting in front of a computer, which dries you out, you have to drink more water. So there's other factors you have to factor into this. But that's how much more water you would have to drink just to stop from dehydrating. Most people don't do that. Most people don't like water. Don't like the taste of it because they think tap water is water.
But the objective is to only eat when you're hungry, not because the food tastes good, but because it looks good, but to only eat when you're hungry. And don't eat till your stomach's full. Before you get full, you must stop. You can't solve your weight problems separately from the other problems in your life. It's all part of one issue, your lifestyle, your relationship to food. So trying to control your weight singularly will not solve the problem.
So is there any way to undo all this damage that we've caused to our bodies by eating the wrong foods? How can we undo that, or is it even possible at this point?
Well, a lot of people like to exercise. They think if they exercise, they can get back to this youthful kind of glow that they once had, and blah, de blah. So they're eating the same junk food, exercising, which speeds up the destruction of their body.
Become addicted to food, and it's going to take a while to change. If you lose 2 pounds every month for a year, it's much better than a rapid weight loss, about 10 pounds a month. So just be consistent. Get a regular schedule of eating, and losing 2 pounds a month is much, much better than trying to lose 5 and 10 pounds a month. Reward yourself for doing good. See yourself as already lost the weight. See yourself as healthy because you're eating to be healthy. You're not eating to lose weight. You're not eating to be thin. You're eating to be healthy. Calorie counting really doesn't work. One should basically count whole calories in the whole wheat, the whole brown flour, the whole corn. Counting whole calories, not partial calories. Don't try to endure the hunger. If you try to endure the hunger of being on a diet, of trying to lose weight, you're doomed. You have to use some sort of help. That's what the chickweed is for. That's what nutritional brewer cheese, a tablespoon of that in some water. That's what the vanadil sulfate is for, and the flaxseed oil is for, to help you endure the hunger. You have to be patient with yourself. Don't be impatient like a child. It took you a while to get in the emotional state you're in. It took you a while to gain the weight. It took you a while to become addicted to food. And it's going to take a while to change.
Yeah, these crash diets where some people want to lose 10 pounds all of a sudden, and then their body rebounds, as we call it. You have a chemical rebounding effect. where your body says, where's my normal 10 pounds of overweight? And it makes you eat more to get back to, that's the rebounding effect that happens in chemistry. So it's safer just to lose this weight gradually than all of a sudden. The baby gains weight gradually in the mother's womb. It doesn't all of a sudden get 10 pounds. It does a 2-ounce gain gradually. And that's the process you want to do with your weight. You don't want to do this all of a sudden crash thing. That's too much of a chemical stress on the body. Well, one of the remedies for the overweight is the diet pills, which is usually a diuretic. A person loses weight very quickly. That's mostly water weight. They usually just flush it out with some diuretic. If it's a herb, it's uberse or juniper berries or something of that sort. So they're just flushing the water weight out, but they're not getting rid of the fat weight. That's the only kind of weight you can lose quick is water weight. So it's not going to work. It's not going to work at all. The diet pills usually have some kind of speed in it, with the belief that if you speed up the system, you speed up the burning of the energy. So they put some kind of speed in there, like guarana, ephedra, which has gotten a lot of bad press lately, probably because it's used to further the high of cocaine. It has nothing to do with anything else. So they use these speeds in the belief they speed up your system. So they use a synthetic speed called epinephrine. You see it in things, which is a speed. And they have epinephrine and norepinephrine. That's a speed, which is legal, which is the same ingredients that ephedra has. But since they can't control a herb that you can grow, but they can control epinephrine and norepinephrine, they don't tell you that. So you don't want to go into those pills things. You want to do natural food that will get rid of the weight. Yeah, the liver is of importance in any kind of a health regimen because it's the one that gets rid of the toxins, helps break down the fat that people are trying to get rid of. So you don't want to do anything to stress your liver. So we're talking about things that help the liver maintain its optimal level of functioning. Aside from the herbs of milk thistle and dandelion root, we're talking about things that diminish the liver's ability to store energy, which can be white sugar, bleach white flour, white rice, and of course Tylenol, aspirin, and any drug will destroy the liver's ability to break down fat and to store energy. So if a person's trying to lose weight and the liver is not up to its optimal level, it's not storing enough energy. The liver should store at least 6 hours of energy. But when it's been compromised by taking bleach white flour, white sugar, drinking sodas, candy bars, or breath mints, or junk food in specificity, then the liver can't store this energy, so the person will feel tired all the time. And when they feel tired, they think they're low of energy. So they think they're low of energy, they're going to eat. So they back into this merry-go-round of gaining weight when actually their liver is inefficiently functioning. So we don't want to stress the liver, and the junk food is the primary thing that does that. Yeah, when you're looking at your energy drain, you have to look at the fat. It requires more tubing, or what you call veins and arteries, so your body has to work very hard to maintain the vitality of this fat. It has to squirt out more blood, more nutrients, just to maintain this fat. And that's one of the reasons why you want to burn energy efficiently, such as eating carbohydrates that are whole and not refined, because they burn evenly so your body doesn't have to accumulate fat. But the fat in itself, as weird as it may seem, is there because your body can't break it down efficiently, and the body says, I got to do something with this stuff before it hurts me, so it just stores it somewhere around your stomach or somewhere where your system is weak and can't generate enough heat. So people have a lot of fat around their heart, their liver, their brain, around their stomach, because those organs and tissue are inefficiently holding heat, and the fat kind of insulates it and keeps the heat in there so the person won't die altogether. So we're looking at efficiently burning energy, which is what we call eating whole foods.
So we need the carbohydrates basically in our diet because it helps pick up the oxygen so we won't be tired. We need the whole carbohydrates, the whole wheat, the rye, the quinoa, the spelt, the barley, the brown rice, the yellow grits, the whole carbohydrates. That way we can pick up the oxygen that we need and have a slow-burning sugar in our system so we won't be starved. When you get into other processed flours and bleached white flour and white sugar, you're going to stress your digestive system. You won't get enough oxygen in your system to rebuild tissue. And that tissue that's not rebuilt gets sloughed off, gets thrown into your muscles and your bones and your digestive tract and slows it down. Then you will get gas or hemorrhoids, which is actually toxicity in the veins. And anytime you have a lot of mineral salts, that's basically from the food that you eat that helps you make energy, and you're not making energy because your liver and pancreas is stressed, and then your cells break down into calcium, magnesium, zinc, and copper. Then you have all this waste lodging in the soft tissue and bones, and it stresses your heart, and your heart beats harder. And 4 times as much waste is thrown out through your kidneys, so now you're stressing your kidneys. Then you run into high cholesterol levels, and you have digestion that's very slow, and acid, which causes your bones to rot away, which we call demineralization, and you may feel a little numbness. And that puts you in the heart attack stress area. So what we're trying to do is get back to eating whole foods, have many kind of safe junk foods in the health food store. I'm not trying to get you to stop eating what you eat. I'm trying to get you to switch from milk cheese to soy cheese or rice cheese, from red meat burgers to soy burgers to millet burgers. Switch to the crossover foods. Eat the rice milk and rich soy milk and rich almond milk. Switch over to them. Eat the rice dream, which is ice cream. Eat the soy ice cream.
So it's important, if you want the body to function at its optimal level, you have to follow a schedule, a rhythm. And we call that in medicine circadian rhythm, which comes from the word circle, circadian. So the body has a certain rhythm that it must follow.
Notice mailmen are overweight, nurses are overweight, airline stewardess are overweight, porters who work on trains are overweight because they walk more than you do, but they don't walk consistently and in rhythm. There's a constant rhythm that causes your body to lose weight when you're walking, but to walk and stop, then to sit down, get up and walk and stop like people do at home, go up the steps, sit down and stop, answer the phone, answer the door, that's not consistent rhythm. You need consistent rhythm to get the right exercise of your system.
So we want to eat at the same time every day, and we don't want to eat when we're angry, when we're upset, or when we're in a hurry. We want to take time and chew our food until it's a liquid and then swallow it. You don't want to chew it and swallow some chunks of this and that, because the body can't break that down. It ends up rotting and fermenting in your stomach. Or you eat late at night and the food sits there and rots, and you wake up in the morning, you smell this rotten food fumes in your stomach, and you think it's your breath that did something bad. You say you got bad breath, like your breath belongs in special education or something. But actually, you did something too bad to your breath. Your breath is not bad. So the food is just sitting in your stomach, rotten, putrefying, and funking up the place. That's because you ate too late at night. So we want to keep with these laws of the body. You want your stomach to be empty before you go to bed. That takes about 3 to 4 hours. And you want to follow a schedule, a rhythm. Now, just an example of the rhythm is, I'm showing you some of the times. You have 3 major cycles in your body: when you should take in food, when your body is metabolizing the food, and when your body is cleansing itself from the food. And you have a certain amount of time you should wait between meals, between a salad, between a fruit. And these are just part of the circadian rhythm that all other animals follow, except us, who've been trained to eat this junk food. And I don't want to say that you can't do these things. You can do these things very easily. It's just a matter of staying on track. You have to, a lot of people say you need a lot of discipline to lose weight. You need a lot of discipline to eat health food. But you have to sit down and say, there's nothing more disciplined than a crack addict and alcoholic. They get their drink every day. They're right on time getting drunk and high. And if they can be on schedule, so can you. So I don't like to hear all those excuses that these fat bloat people make, but I hear them all the time.
The cornerstone to losing weight is to Eat a lot of fresh fruits and vegetables and whole grains. That's brown rice, yellow grits, yellow corn, whole wheat, flour. Eating a lot of whole grains, spelt, quinoa, all of these different types of grains such as rye. Eating a lot of whole grains because they burn evenly in the system. When you get into the processed grains and flours, that's when you get into weight gain. You don't want to refill your stomach with a whole lot of junk once it shrinks. When you feel full, always stop. Don't worry about what you leave on your plate or in the pot. Just stop when you feel almost full. Eat just half the amount you normally eat. Eat 2 sandwiches or a burger. Instead of eating 2, eat 1. Just slowly chew. Don't take big bites and swallow it. Just slowly chew your food. Put down the spoon or fork after you put the food in your mouth. And if you're chewing a sandwich or a burger, don't hold it in your hand. Take a bite and put the sandwich or burger down and chew your food. Because if you hold that sandwich in your hand, you'll eat more. If you hold a fork and spoon in your hand, you will eat more. So it's best to put down the fork and spoon or sandwich and chew your food slowly. Don't eat to be on a diet. Don't eat to lose weight. Eat to build health. And say you can build health. Raw juices can be eaten, drank. That would be cherry juice, papaya juice, pineapple juice, lemon juice, orange juice, strawberry juice, and grapefruit juice. Those are acid foods. The lemon, of course, is alkaline, which will give you more energy and help get rid of that sugar and craving for food.
Yes, they're overweight, they're going to pay for that. And they die from the same thing as everyone else does. They don't live any longer. You can look at the mortuary side of the newspaper and you see them in there dying from arthritis, diabetes, high blood pressure, like Jackie Robinson. I know you heard of these people I'm mentioning, who died from diabetes. You've heard of that person, and the musicians, Sarah Vaughan. You've heard of people like that. Ella Fitzgerald died from diabetes. Famous people that we don't think about. These people have the same diseases as ordinary people because they're eating the same junk. Refined carbohydrates. The bleached white flour, the white rice, the white grits, the white sugar, the brown sugar, the maple syrup, the molasses, the honey. The body's not built for it.
Okay. Yeah, are there some foods we can get back to that we ate as Africans years ago that we could start reclaiming our African heritage in terms of eating the proper foods?
Well, we have to look at it like other cultures that come to America do. When the Asians or Koreans, as we call it, or the Chinese or the Italians come to America, pretty soon they open up an Asian market or Korean market and send for their food. They associate their culture with certain foods. And if they don't have their foods, they're going to open up a market and sell their food so they can get them. Because everyone is attaching culture to food. The Italians come here to say, I can't eat, I got to have Italy on the plate. Chinese say, I got to have China on the plate, or I can't eat. So certain things we have to associate with us like other people associate with them. And white sugar is not one of our foods. And salt is not one of our foods. And potatoes is not one of our foods. Now yams are. Yams burn more efficiently in our system, don't turn to sugar so fast. And yam is not a potato, it's a sprout. Sprout is like that part of the plant that's in the ground, but it's not part of the root. And a yam is a sprout. It burns more efficiently in the system. It's less taxing. Artichokes is a very good one for diabetes mellitus too. It's sort of like a sprout. So we're looking at these foods. String beans are from Africa. Red onions are from Africa. There are many African foods here in America that are quite accessible, but the main thing to know is that we don't have any recorded data about white sugar, bleached white flour, white rice, and salt, and all of this stuff as being a part of our diet.
We didn't eat white potatoes in Africa?
No.
White potatoes don't grow in Africa?
No, they came into Africa. They're not part of indigenous diet. Yeah, there are many foods that were brought into Africa, but they're not part of our diet.
But they grow there now.
Oh yeah, they grow food all over the place now.
White rice probably and all that stuff too, right?
Well, the Chinese and Japanese are into white rice now. At one time they were using brown rice. Your body is not built to deal with concentrated sweeteners. That's why God put sugar in a sugar cane stalk and not isolated it. These things that people associate with food do not grow in nature. There's no way have you seen a Coca-Cola growing on a tree or a candy bar growing on a tree or a piece of cake. There's nothing resembles cake or pie in nature. Nothing grows on a tree that looks like them. So these foods are like recent. And the human body is old machine. And it's not built for this stuff that people are eating now, these synthetic foods. These are recent foods. This amount of sugar that people are eating is totally new in the world. The body's not used to this. So it's taking a toll on the body. But people are looking for some magic kind of solution to the problem when the problem started with their mouth and it's going to end with their mouth.
Most people are just overweight or obese because there's no nutrients in the food, and they're basically starving themselves when they eat junk food or white flour, white sugar, burger, homogenized milk. So they have a need to eat more food because they don't have the B vitamins and they lack energy, so they eat. So we have to increase our B vitamins and take especially vitamin B, take pantothenic acid, which feeds your adrenal glands and stops them from triggering the pancreas to secrete insulin, which burns your sugars, which leaves you with no energy, which causes you to want more to eat. Or it burns the energy so fast that it's stored as fat, and then you get no energy, so we need the vitamin B6. Whenever you take in more energy than you use, you get fat. Input and output, as we call it. You have to adjust your diet based on the activity you have for that day. Even a good diet has to be adjusted, like birds and fish adjust their diet daily based on their activities. You cannot eat like a wrestler and play chess.
Hi, I'm Angela. I'm 36 years old. I'm a mother of 3. I used to eat a lot of junk food and a lot of red meat until I met my husband 10 years ago, and he convinced me to change my diet. I didn't really want to, but I had a lot of health issues. So I decided to make some changes and try different herbs and spices and a lot of natural foods. But a lot of people don't like to eat the healthier foods because they don't taste so great. But over the years, I've learned to cook with the different natural spices and seasonings, and the food tastes a lot better. And I've been a vegetarian for 7 years now, and my health has never been better. With some of the foods I cook, like lasagna, instead of using the Italian sausage or the beef, I use soy meat. And instead of using the dairy cheese, I use the soy cheese. And I use a lot of different natural herbs and spices, and I've gotten a lot of different compliments from family and friends about that, and they say they taste really great. I don't miss red meat at all. I've never had a weight problem. Right here is a soy product. I call it meatless and gravy. It tastes just like Salisbury steak. And in it I got the different natural herbs and spices and some onions, and I put some gravy in it.
Go ahead and
Really?
Mm-hmm.
What kind is it?
I think it's beef. It's beef.
No, you know what that is?
What is it?
That's vegetarian
Really?
spaghetti.
No, it isn't.
Yeah.
Really?
It is.
It tastes real good.
It tastes better than normal spaghetti your mother makes?
Yes, it does.
Really?
Yes. I should make this myself.
Really?
This tastes better from the pizza from Papa John's.
Really?
Yep.
Did you know that was vegetarian pizza?
Yep.
Would you believe it if I told you that you are now eating healthier and you're eating a soy burger?
This?
That.
Oh, no way. Ain't no way. This is steak and gravy.
Tastes just like steak and gravy, doesn't
You've
it?
been fixing this for me for 40 years. Now, you don't think I know steak and gravy when I see it?
Well, I'll tell you what. I'm so glad we're eating healthier, and you keep thinking it's steak and gravy, and I'll keep preparing that for you. That's a soy burger.
This is soy.
That's soy.
This is soy.
That is soy.
I'm eating soy ice cream. It is the healthy ice cream that you could buy at the health food stores. And there are many different flavors of this ice cream. You got soy strawberry, creamy vanilla, mint marble, fudge, Neapolitan, and rice stream vanilla.
Hi, my name is Gwen, and I'm going to share with you some things that you can use in the crossover diet. And the crossover diet is something Dr. Afrika talks about in the transition to eating totally healthy. I am not a vegetarian, but I do use vegetarian products, and I use only turkey, chicken, and fish. I don't eat any red meat. I try to use fresh vegetables, and I steam them, and I make most of my dishes with either ground turkey or ground soy meat, and most people can't tell the difference because most of the foods that you prepare depends on the seasonings that you put in. If you put a lot of spices in your food and herbs, you can make soy taste just like it's steak or hamburger. Some of the other foods that we're now enjoying are some of the things that you can buy that's already prepared in the health food store and even in your local supermarkets. One is like the garden burger, and this particular one is kind of like little ribettes or like your barbecued ribs. You can get vegetable lasagna. And we have like, these are chicken patties, and they're actually made out of soy as well. And you can get macaroni and cheese, and this is not the dairy cheese, this is soy cheese, and it's delicious. There's enchiladas, and burgers. And these are just a few of the things that you can purchase, like I said, in the health food store, and a lot of times they carry them right in your grocery store. So crossing over to a healthier diet is a lot easier than you think.
I used to eat a lot of junk food. I used to eat hamburgers, fries, sweets, and everything like that, but I do not miss it anymore. I have found other things to eat that keeps my diet where it needs to be. Some of my friends used to make fun of me because I always chose to eat healthy while they sat and ate foods that were not very healthy. But now I look like this, and they look very different from what I look like.
How old are you?
7.
And you don't like hamburgers? And you don't like cake? And you don't like ice cream? Why?
Because I am a vegetarian.
You're a vegetarian?
Yes.
Wow, that means are you really healthy?
Yes.
Really healthy, huh? Okay. What kind of food do you like?
Soy chicken nuggets, french fries, rice.
Rice?
Well, not really rice, but it's better with that kind of cheese on it and pizza.
Okay. So you don't eat any meat at all? You don't like meat? You like soy products?
Yes.
Oh, good. Well, you must be a very healthy young man, aren't you?
Yes.
Hi, my name is Saraya, and I am a banker, and I often spend many hours at the office, and I'm on the run all the time, so I eat fast food a lot. I also am addicted to sweets, but due to Dr. Afrika's advice, I've stopped eating on the run and eating all that fast food at McDonald's, the burgers and cheeseburgers and the sweets, the pop and cereals and all those types of things, because I realize that they have a negative effect on my body. So now I have taken sugar almost completely out of my diet, and as a result I lost 40 pounds, and I didn't even have to diet. All I did was eat naturally, and the pounds fell off.
So what we're trying to do is get back to eating whole foods, have many kind of safe junk foods in the health food store. I'm not trying to get you to stop eating what you eat. I'm trying to get you to switch from milk cheese to soy cheese or rice cheese, from red meat burgers to soy burgers to millet burgers. Switch to the crossover foods. Eat the rice milk, enriched rice milk, enriched soy milk, enriched ice cream. Eat the soy ice cream. Switch over to those transitional foods first, and get rid of the rock salt, go to sea salt first, and then go to kelp. Switch over, and then it'll be easier time for you to adjust your diet. Start drinking enough water, getting exercise and rhythm. Remember the herbs chickweed to suppress your appetite, phenylalanine, the amino acid that suppresses your appetite, along with kudzu, which is good for alcohol craving, and of course bilberry that heals your pancreas, and milk thistle that heals your liver. And those bulking kind of agents like slip-around powder, psyllium seed, guar gum, and the brands, the oat bran, the wheat bran, the corn bran to sprinkle in your food or to mix in a smoothie, which is bananas mixed with apple juice or soy or rice milk, in which case you put your energy kind of herbs in there, your chickweed, your foti, your ginseng, herbs you need for energy, because you're going to feel a drain of energy when you switch from junk food to health food, eating to gain health, and health gains you wealth. You're not eating to be on a diet to lose weight. The objective is to be healthy. Put down your fork and spoon and chew your food. Put down your sandwich and chew your food slowly. Don't drink and eat at the same time. Season your food after it's steamed and cooked. Don't season it while it's cooking because it causes you to eat more salt. So we want to season after we cook it, after we steam it, not while it's cooking and steaming. We want to drink the water, as I mentioned before, and we want to exercise and understand that you can change, and you must change. You have the will to change. It's born in you to be healthy. Health is your wealth. And make sure you're getting enough roughage, the psyllium seed, the flax seed, the chia seeds, so you can have the fiber to clean out your colon, so you can have at least 2 or 3 bowel movements a day. While you're transitioning from your junk food diet to a health food diet in this healthy program, this weight loss program, take 2 enemas a week, or get a colonic irrigation, which cleans out your colon with 30 gallons of water. You have to go to a colonic irrigation specialist for that to be junk food, as well as an enema. You can look for a colon cleanser in the health food store and take that to help cleanse your system. And remember to drink as much chickweed as you can to help suppress your appetite. 3 glasses a day is not enough. You may have to drink more.